Ladies and gentlemen, ukistaajabu ya Musa utayaona ya Firauni. If there is one leader who is being accused of going against the laws governing elections here in Kenya constitutionally and political campaigning, it is Ruto. We have repeatedly seen Ruto holding meetings at the State House here in Kenya. Under Kenyan law, State House is a public facility, ladies and gentlemen. Yet, many of the people attending these meetings have been heard chanting every day. The moment they attend meetings, they chant two-term, 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 a slogan widely associated with support for Ruto's re-election 2027. This creates, ladies and gentlemen, the appearance of what we call partisan political campaigning using a public institution, ladies and gentlemen, something we believe is contrary to Kenya's electoral laws. Ladies and gentlemen, if there is a time for the Independent Electoral and Bound Commission, IEBC, and the Parliament, to be specific, National Assembly and even the Senate to examine whether political activities at the State House comply with the law, we believe that this is the right time. The right time is now. If any violations are established, the relevant legal processes should be followed. You know, ladies and gentlemen, or rather, impeachment motion, this is the right time it should be brought. In this video, we will examine what Kenyan law says, and discuss the legal consequences that could arise if Ruto is found by what we call the appropriate authorities or a court to have violated the law. Ladies and gentlemen, as you continue watching this clip, I'm requesting you, I'm beseeching you to hit the like button. And if you have not subscribed, this is the only YouTube channel where we don't sugarcoat, but we always put news as it is. Please consider subscribing by smashing the subscribe button that is down here. Once you are done, remember to turn on the notification bell so that the moment we upload any new video clip, you'll be notified automatically that Mwana Kenya Media has uploaded a new video clip to watch. Without wasting your time, back to our political analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, this week on Monday, Ruto held a meeting at the State House with members of the Friends Church caucus, led by the current Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi. The following day, which was yesterday, Tuesday, another meeting brought together village elders where some participants were heard chanting two-term, two-term. So today on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, State House hosted a meeting with sheikhs, and a similar chants were also heard there, saying two-term, two-term. So that means it's a campaign that is going on at the State House, In a recent month, State House has hosted many other meetings involving teachers, chiefs, youth groups, women organizations, churches, and other groups with some participants chanting always two-term, 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 So using a public institution such as the State House, together with publicly funded resources for activities that appear to promote partisan political campaigns, raises legal and ethical concerns when it comes to Kenyan laws. It is important, ladies and gentlemen, to remember that visitors to State House are hosted using taxpayers' money. The venue, ni ya Mkenya. Public address systems, furniture, security, and other facilities, are all funded by Kenyan taxpayers. This raises the question, what does the law say? Now, Section 14 of the Election Offences Act, use of public resources for campaigning, specifically partisan politics. If a complaint may be investigated, by the relevant authorities, including the IEBC, where it has jurisdiction, or by law enforcement agencies depending on the circumstances, ladies and gentlemen. Number 2, if sufficient evidence exists, a criminal case may be brought, before a court. Then number 3, whether an offense has been committed is determined by a court based on the evidence presented, not by the media or public opinion, but investigation should be done. Hii yote ikifanyika, do we have an action to be taken against the culprit? Yes. Under section 14, number 2 of the Election Offences Act, a person who contravenes section 14, number 1, commits an offense and is liable upon conviction. Number 1, which conviction? Number 1, a fine up to 2 million. Number 2, ladies and gentlemen, imprisonment for a term of up to 6 years, or both the fine and imprisonment. So this means, ladies and gentlemen, that if there are allegations of misuse of public resources, the relevant institutions, including the IEBC, where it has jurisdiction, investigative agencies, and ultimately the courts here in Kenya, are responsible for determining whether any law has been broken and what action, if any, should follow. Parliament may also exercise its constitutional oversight functions where appropriate, but any, impeachment process would have to follow the constitutional procedures and cannot be based solely on allegations. So wakipata investigation, wakipata kuna makosa, then action should be taken. It is also worthy noting that Kenyan law does not prohibit the president. Yes, we can agree, from holding official meetings at the State House. This we can agree. But the legal question is whether those events cross the line, into partisan political campaigning using public resources. But I think there is allegations of state capture. The National Assembly and the Senate are under somebody. They cannot take an action. This is the right time impeachment motion should be produced using these allegations. What do you think? Do you believe it is appropriate for people at official meetings at the State House to chant, to term, according to your own political understanding? Do you believe it is good for Kenyans who attend official meetings at the State House to chant, to term? Write your opinion in the comments section below. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please consider subscribing by smashing the subscribe button. This down here. Once you are done, remember to turn on the notification bell so that the moment we upload any video clip, you will be notified that Mwana Kenya Media has uploaded any video clip to watch. Remember to share our content always to other WhatsApp groups and on Facebook. That is the only way we can continue building this channel of ours, Mwana Kenya Media. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet in the next video. Bye-bye.